Mr. Barnier, the EU's chief Brexit negotiator, insisted he does not feel the need to spend a lot more time on divorce deal as technical talks draw to another conclusion. Speaking in Vienna, the French eurocrat said EU and UK lawyers are working on legally binding assurances that reinforce the temporary nature of the Irish backstop. Brexit Secretary Stephen Barclay and Attorney General Geoffrey are expected to travel to Brussels next week to conclude work on the renegotiation ahead of the next meaningful vote, which is expected to be held on March 12. I don't feel the need to spend a lot more time on it. We're working on explanations around the treaty, guarantees or supplementary assurances, notably on the question of the Irish backstop. Mr. Cox is hoping to secure wordings that will enable him to reverse previous legal warnings that Britain could be held inside a customs union with the EU indefinitely if the backstop, the mechanism to avoid a hard border on Ireland, is triggered. Mrs. May told MPs on Tuesday they will have to back a revised deal or face more votes on leaving without a deal or delaying Brexit to allow negotiations to continue. Mr. Barnier insisted EU leaders would only back the delay if the Prime Minister was able to demonstrate a clear path for Britain's orderly withdrawal from the EU. Michel Barnier reveals new Brexit terms almost complete during Vienna press conference. Image Getty. The negotiator said, if it is asked, European leaders will say what for, and the duration of this potential extension will be linked to what for. Austrian Chancellor Sebastian Kurz, who Mr. Barnier was visiting in Vienna, said he would support a delay to prevent a hard Brexit, but he also warned Mrs. May she would have softened her Brexit demands in order to win the support of her European counterparts for an extension to the EU's Article 50 exit clause. He told reporters, there is still no majority in Great Britain for the deal negotiated by Mrs. May and the EU, and the hope is, of course, that at the next vote there will be a majority for this deal and a regulated Brexit can take place. But I will also add that if more time is needed, if it's not possible to make this regulated Brexit happen till the end of March, we will support an extension. Of course, this extension can only take place if Theresa May wants it and puts forward a motion. If this extension should take place, it is also necessary to ask the question, what is the goal for the time frame? What good does this extension do? Does it ensure that we will be able to finish all the work? But if this is the way out to prevent a hard Brexit, then we will support this path. Yesterday, French President Emmanuel Macron and German Chancellor Angela Merkel tabled similar demands during a joint press conference in Paris. Mr. Macron said, we would support an extension only if it was justified by a new choice of the British. We would in no way accept an extension without a clear objective. Yet Mrs. Merkel insisted, if Great Britain needs more time, we will not oppose it. The PM has already warned an extension on its own is likely to solve nothing.